Welcome back, everybody, to another podcast. For the next 2 minutes, we have a special guest right here.
Hey.
Tell them who you are.
I'm Kendall.
And Kendall is a big fan of all things comic book and, well, basically everything Kenny likes.
Basically. Who have we been talking about tonight?
Deadpool.
Do you like Deadpool?
Yes.
Do you love Deadpool?
Yes.
Does he make you laugh?
Yes.
Yes? Why does he make you laugh?
Because, he's funny.
He is funny.
Go see the Deadpool movie?
No.
Right, because Deadpool is not for children.
Well, my dad's going to take me to a new movie theater where
We might
it
take him to see
has...
Kung Fu Panda 3.
Oh!
Because I kind of want to see that too.
Yeah, well,
Me too.
good.
Mommy and Kaden when she grows up.
Right. So, are you excited about Deadpool, though? You like comic book stuff? Or do you want to say anything else?
Yes.
So I'll say something,
Floor
but
is
then you
yours.
gotta go to bed.
Okay.
Say something. We're waiting. Tell everybody you love Deadpool and then you gotta go to bed.
I love Deadpool.
Alright,
say bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Wait for it.
There we go.
Jimmy fucking Chonkas!
So, again, topic, well, before we get started into that, make sure you check out DirtyShoreUnderground.com. New episodes of the podcast go up every Thursday, and of course, starting this week, bonus episodes of the podcast on Monday.
We're
shortly
going
after,
for 12 weeks on this one.
Yeah, shortly after this, we will be watching and then recording the podcast for the review of The Walking Dead. So make sure that you join us a little bit later on after 9 o'clock, after 10 o'clock for the podcast. So,
we have
Dirty Shore.
We have to compete with Hardwick now, don't we?
No, because I think they're not on. No, wait, yeah, at the beginning they were on at 10, but later on they'll be on at 11.
Because there's no Into the Badlands tonight.
No, but they have something else coming out. So
Did
yeah, it's gonna. They're always debut something in the middle. But nonetheless, DirtyShoreUnderground.com. While you're at the website, make sure you click through the Amazon link. It'll take you to Amazon. Again, you do your shopping completely like you usually do, but at the end, Amazon is a thank you to us. Gives us a little something for sending you to the website, so it's a great way to help support the podcast. Welcome.
Fuck you. Dick.
Make sure you're following.
Damn, I think he was trying to even be nice.
I know, I was trying to be nice, but fuck yourself. G on Twitter and Instagram and on Facebook. We always have links to the live stream so you can join us and be part of the conversation. Not a lot of participation today because, you know, normal people are out on dates and such. So, I don't know how much participation we're going to get, but...
Well, we usually get we'll get a decent amount of watchers, but not a whole lot of participate.
You really need to get out
Other than our
participate.
hacker.
Yeah.
Our hacker likes to show up, which I'm, as much as I'd hate to say it, I expect some kind of showing tonight.
No, let's fingers crossed we don't hear from him. But make sure you're following at Dirty Shore UG on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook so you can find links to the live stream so you can come out and participate. And like I said, as always, check out DirtyShoreUnderground.com for new updates. So Deadpool is the topic of the day. You didn't get to see Deadpool, so do you have any thoughts without having seen it?
Ryan Reynolds is hot.
And he hangs on.
Yeah, full nude. I mean, it's... but, you know.
It's not Dr. Manhattan,
Right, and it's not what you might think Ryan Reynolds is packing.
but it is Ryan Reynolds.
So we've learned that the recipe for success is...
Oh, wait. Because all I heard was, it is Ryan Reynolds, so you like him even when it looks like he fucked an older avocado?
No, we were talking about Karina's favorite part of the movie that she hasn't seen is that Ryan Reynolds is naked in it. But...
And that's the only part, which fucking country was it? One country cut like every fucking thing out of the movie, but left the dick scene.
Oh, France. France took out a lot of violence, but they left
The dick
nudity.
scene.
Because nudity's fine
Yeah.
there. By the way, you know, for him being so hot, not so impressive. Go fuck yourself, Ryan Reynolds. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. But, you know, he has abs and stuff, so I guess it's, Would you like to chime in over there in the peanut gallery? Are you just thinking about abs and, you know, V's and shit? Because he did have that too. He had that little V. right? And the chiseled jawline. And,
Go ahead.
his
And a
arms are real
sarcastic.
thick.
Go ahead,
Sense
you
of
can
humor.
comment on this because in about a little over an hour, I'm sure I'll have something to say about Maggie.
Right.
You
Although
wanna
she's
die?
probably going to be real pregnant. Maybe not this episode. Probably by the end of the season she'll be real pregnant. But I dig pregnant chicks, so. Anyway,
They can't get pregnant.
can't get pregnant twice. So no other thoughts other than Ryan Reynolds? Do you have no interest in seeing it either?
I wanted to see it, but he went without me.
But I mean, like, so you're not fired up to see it. You wouldn't go without him to see it. It's an audio format, so you have to
No.
say things. Okay, alright. So, just saying, if you want to participate, you gotta speak. Speak up.
Do you want to get punched in the face?
Sometimes I do.
There was.
Hey, Matt, sorry. Matt, if you...
Matt, you know damn well they're gonna be spoiled.
Right, so let's start right there because we're joking around, but we're gonna kick off from here. There will be spoilers. We are gonna discuss Deadpool. We're gonna talk about basically the movie for the whole episode. And so if you haven't seen it, you're gonna want to stop right here, go see the movie, come back. We'll wait, and we'll try not to get too far ahead by the time.
Although if
you
you're
get
not Rob, you can deal with the spoilers and you'll still love the movie and not threaten to kill somebody just
I will
because they
kill
received
people.
the picture.
But what I'm going to say is, yeah, I mean, honestly, having seen it now, had you spoiled it, I still would want to go see it.
It was
it's fucking good.
awesome, right?
Yeah.
Because no matter that you tell me the plot, I predicted the major plot points. As the movie was going along, I
Right.
was predicting the major plot points anyway, so I
No,
could have
the
done
whole
that.
fun of it was that it poked fun at itself.
Yeah.
More importantly, Deadpool poked fun at Ryan Reynolds multiple times.
Yes. Yes.
And it poked fun at the entire superhero genre.
Right.
Like,
Well,
all those movies.
He did that in the comic books.
Right.
Well, and I mean, that's it. They held true to the nature of the character from the comics, but they took it on a storyline that made sense for a movie.
And I think he said fuck like every 45 seconds.
Yeah, and so, well, let's start with this. So, spoilers obviously from here on out, so don't worry about it. But the reviewers, there are two types of reviewers. There are people that said, "Thank God somebody finally made this movie because now that it's made money, it's okay to make movies like this now." And on the other side, you have people that say, "Why do they need to say fuck every other sentence? Why is there so much gratuitous violence? Why does there need to be nudity?" And big spoiler alert, cover your ears, Stan Lee in the club. Oh my god, that was so fucking good.
Right? I loved it.
Full
Again,
frontal nudity
me and
in
Russell,
the club.
me and Russell sitting there laughing. I don't think a lot of people caught on that was Stan Lee.
And it's not his typical show because he wasn't just being
Well, like I
this
said,
innocent guy.
There was a couple parents.
Yeah.
They were coming in there with 12 to 15-year-olds.
Why? And full nudity. Why would you? By the way, I've realized that I've been broken by being in strip clubs so often
That he didn't notice, really.
because I noticed that they were nude, but I wasn't even looking. I was looking at their faces.
I was
I'm like
like-
trying to figure out which one is mine.
I was waiting to see if it was cutting back to Stan Lee
I
myself.
like how Rob is looking at the strippers' faces and not, like, what else is
Why,
going
were
on.
you in Canada while they were filming?
No, but so like I mean, when you spend time in strip clubs, it's like one thing you learn is this: one naked woman looks a lot like another naked woman. They're all basically the same, all their different dimensions. And I was worried about the plot, and I was saying to myself, "This bitch is hooking again." So I thought he was gonna walk in and find her like grinding up on some dude.
Yeah, but I don't think he would have been mad about that.
No, I don't
like,
think he would either. But I was looking for her. I'm like, okay, where is this slut?
He
Where is
did
this
try to
bitch
fill
at?
up Colossus in the process of breaking his wrist. So.
Oh god, that was the best. I'm
God,
gonna give you one of these. So-
You know what? Second shot was to the chest, wasn't it? Because I think the roundhouse was to the face.
Wait, no, because he punches it. He hits him with the right to the chin, and that breaks it. And then he goes left to the nuts, but then he tries to hit him with a foot to the other side of the head. None of it works. And then he's like the Black Knight from Monty Python, because he's like, you know what? This is not going to slow me down.
I like how he was counting down the bullets too. That was funny.
Oh,
And then all the
So
bullets
worth it
had-
pop, pop, pop.
had the numbers on all the
Yeah, all the bullets had numbers on them.
It was like fucked up
Breaking the
Sesame
fourth wall
Street.
inside of breaking the fourth wall.
But that scene where he's counting and like the guy comes over the top of the car and he's like tick 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 and he's like, somebody's not counting. Pop. So, anyway, so going back, the reviewers are saying either thank you for making this movie, thank you for making it money so that they're gonna make it again. Initial estimates were who wants to see it Tuesday night or Wednesday? Dude, I will totally go see it again. I think I have to work probably those nights, but I will go see it with you at some point.
No, you won't.
Oh, well, dude, I will definitely see it again. And I'd rather see it in Easton because we drove all the way to Annapolis just to avoid late show and avoid as many of the young people as possible. I think we did a good job.
Yeah.
Like, the theater was pretty empty and there wasn't very many young kids, so, but the 11
I'd
o'clock
like
show
to
will
see
do
it again
that.
with her.
Yeah, we should go. We could double date.
I'm serious about that.
Let's double
Because
date. Kenny and Matt and me and you.
There's so much, like, literally, there's so much.
Shut the fuck.
There,
Did
I know
you
you've
catch
been-
yes,
that?
I caught
I know you've been
that.
thinking about it since you read the book. It's okay.
He was freaking me out in the car the other night when he drove me to Walmart.
Were you
by
talking
the way.
about shit from the book?
Yes. Well, we were talking about the book in general. Anyway, so the reviewers on the one side are saying thank you, and the ones on the other side, I'm just going to generally say I hate when people do this because you've been listening to Undisclosed, talking about Adnan Syed. So,
yes, obsessively.
and they are like really judgmental about the state, and it's to the point where I'm like, listen, that's because you're so biased for
Right,
Adnan.
which is why it's helpful to have, I think, the more centrist is
Right.
Serial.
But my point about that is I know that it sounds like this when I'm talking about these reviewers. They don't get it. They don't understand what it's about. Yes, there's gratuitous violence because we want gratuitous violence. Yes, there is a lot of cursing because the character cursed a lot and they made
We
it
also
legit
grew up
for
in the
characters.
80s.
Also,
Yeah.
it's rated R. Like, it's rated
Right.
R for
And
a
it's
reason.
a
It's not,
hard R.
and it's not PG-13.
Right.
There's a reason. It's not for children.
I mean, literally, you know, the Deadpool post about not letting kids see it and whatnot.
Yeah, Matt, we'll get in touch with you this week.
I
If
agree.
anybody wants to go see it with me and Matt, this post's on Thursday, so you might have missed your chance. But if you want to, if you see the video ahead of time, let me know. Contact me on our social networks at Robert and Cheek. You're welcome to join us. We'll go to the movies together. It'll be great. I'll wear my Deadpool t-shirt.
I wore mine, but I had Modi on the whole time. Because they came in and turned the fucking AC on 10 minutes into it, so it
Was
felt
it
like
packed?
a fucking ice cube.
But was
in
it packed in the
No.
theater? Oh.
There was a decent amount of people in there, but it wasn't packed.
Nah. Anyway, so you were saying?
That's just
No, something about that. Yeah. Anyway, so the reviewers who are talking shit about it don't get it. You don't understand what it is. We are children of the 80s. We like gratuitous violence. We
I
like
grew up in the 80s. I grew up
Yeah.
on Friday the 13th. I was watching it at Kendall's age.
Yeah.
So the fact that she said she wanted to see it didn't bother me. But I didn't want to take her to the theater
Don't
and
take
have everybody judge me for it.
Okay.
Or had the fact that every 10 minutes, okay, I gotta pee.
I'm going to give you a little parenting advice, even though I'm not a parent. Don't let him take her to go see it. That shit will fuck her up. Because, like,
More
scenes...
than a Friday the 13th movie?
More than that, because...
Like, you know Rob's books?
Like, the way that Friday the 13th is it's surrealistic. Like, it looks real, but your mind can separate it from reality. The shit that goes on in that movie, though, is, like, hyper-realism. Like, when he cuts the dude's head off, and the face is smiling as it rotates towards the screen. Like, little shit like that will fuck a kid up. Don't take her to see it.
I don't know. I
It's
was
not
more
for
fucked
children.
up about the baby hand.
The baby hand will creep me out. Was creeping me out, too. Like, hey,
Don't touch me with your baby hand.
my cock will look huge in this thing. You should go. But no, so the opening scene. And by the way, we were talking the whole time about how they didn't show much because the highway scene was like all they showed in the previews. That was a lot of the movie. Like they kept going back to the highway all the way through the movie.
I like how once Colossus showed up and he hit him, and it jumped into the whole backstory,
Yeah.
but it didn't just stay there. And
Yeah.
it didn't just start with the backstory and then work its way forward.
Yeah.
It was back and forth the whole time, so it wasn't like you got to deal with a couple boring things.
Or when he visited.
45
Not
minutes of
action.
boring.
Yeah. No action.
When he
anyway.
visited the Xavier School for the Gifted and goes, oh look, it's only two of you and it's a really big house, almost as if they couldn't afford any other X-Men.
That shit was
Right.
Like,
funny.
or well, who's did I have to get this movie? Rhymes with.
But no, so
Wolverine.
but like well, and that's part of the making fun of the rest of the universe. But notice they only made fun of directly that are connected. They only really made fun of the X-Men properties. And
Well,
the other Wolverine
and
movie.
They
but-
made fun of
Green
Batman.
They made fun of Batman, but not directly, not in the same way, not in the Wolverine rhymes with Tolverine or whatever he said.
I would have been no good if at one point, just like that fucking meme that always goes around, the Deadpool one, is I am the Knight.
Right,
And if at some point he just went,
but I mean, so yeah, he made fun of other people indirectly, but the one in the house was a direct. cut
that Green
at-
Lantern one was pretty direct too.
It was, except.
But
and
not a lot of
wait,
people.
but
I don't
Fox
think
has,
a lot of people noticed it.
Fox
either.
has the rights to Green Lantern
Do they?
now. Yeah. So so that's part of the Fox priority rights. So that doesn't really matter. But the Batman, nobody. I mean, there were references made to other heroes all the way throughout.
You want to know what my favorite scene was? And it'll probably completely throw you off.
Mhm.
After he goes to school and he gets Colossus and Negasonic, when they're in the fucking cab,
Yeah.
and he's talking about after they hear the guy in the trunk,
Yeah.
and he said he was gonna kill him, and
That's a really bad idea. You should kill him. yeah.
no, don't kill Slister.
Yeah, like that. But and Colossus in the back of that cab, just like.
Well, and then with Deadpool at the end, where like Colossus is giving his speech of like, you need to be the hero for just 5 minutes, and like.
No, you get 5 chances,
Oh, okay.
and you need to take 4 or 5 times when you get the chance. And he's just like, boom. He's like, I'll
And
do
then
that. I'll do the next 4.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, I'll do the next 4.
You said I got 5, maybe next time.
But no, so all around, and the thing I like that there wasn't all the X-Men because it didn't get super preachy. Colossus was very preachy, but it almost fit because he was the juxtaposition of Deadpool's. What do you want to call it? Like his
Anti-hero?
Yeah, I mean he's the anti-hero, and Colossus is the hero, even though he didn't really play the hero so much in
Chaotic
this.
good versus.
He got his ass.
Well, no,
whooped.
because he's not chaotic good either. Deadpool wasn't chaotic good; he's chaotic neutral. He only is fight. And he says in all the previews and at the beginning of the movie, they go, "This is
I'm
only
not a good
because
guy."
you're coming after me. Yeah, you came after me, so I had to come after you."
So Ryan Reynolds hopes Deadpool has a boyfriend in the sequel. So
Has a boyfriend?
Because Deadpool is totally bisexual.
Yeah, but I mean,
Deadpool
The way
would
that the
totally
movie
fuck
ended-
Spider-Man.
but the way that the movie
Yeah,
ends,
I know how it ends, but
and
we
Unless
also know
she
how
dies.
sequels start.
Unless she dies at the
it will
beginning of
never
it.
be. They will never do that in a film. That will never
I
happen.
didn't think they
in a
would
film.
do what happened to Deadpool. But
And
they
it's
let
also
Ryan
John
Reynolds get away with
Which
whatever
part,
the fuck he
Which
wanted.
part would you think would never be on there?
A lot of this, just the
Him
way.
getting shot in the ass and then being like, God damn
I don't make
it.
sure.
Every time it's true.
There was a lot of stuff in that movie. Like, you could totally tell Fox just, because of the whole trailer leak and everything, you can
Yeah.
tell that when they told them they greenlit it, just make your fucking movie.
Yeah. Hey, Spence.
Hey,
what's up?
Spence.
No, so, but, like, what did you see in there that you would never think you would see on film?
For a movie, that kind of movie,
Yeah.
even with R-rated, because Blade was R-rated.
Blade was R-rated. Watchmen was R-rated.
Which they made fun of Blade too. Because
They did make-
Ryan Reynolds was also
That's
in
right,
Blade.
I forgot that. He was in Blade 2. Blade 2?
Blade Trinity.
Trinity. That's it, yeah.
He
So-
was
With
with
Jessica Biel.
hmm
Yeah. Anyway, so what did you see in there that you'd never think you would see on film? Oh, wait. How is this that this works? You're swooning and gushing over here about Ryan Reynolds' abs and he's not allowed to talk about Jessica Biel?
Do you want one thrown at you too?
He was the one who made the.
I made the
Yeah,
comment.
he
That's
made
the
the
comment.
comment.
Him.
Yeah, and I don't know why you're getting mad at me.
I don't know why I'm getting involved because I'm in the crossfire.
Yeah,
if
don't get
anything
hit.
happens.
No, so what did you see in there that you thought you would never see before?
A lot of the way they did shit. I mean, the one scene where he was like, he just grabbed the camera and he's like, you don't want to see this.
Well, yeah, that.
That was funny.
And the
But there
the
were
unicorn
scenes-
and the guy clearly
Yes.
masturbating
Yes.
and the unicorn.
Yep.
Weird.
Little much. Okay, I will say that.
And then
probably.
he just like grabs the unicorn, like, and
Yeah.
It came rainbows. Sorry, I might have ruined it for somebody, but it busted the rainbow nut. The unicorn.
Oh yeah.
They busted the rainbow nut.
Yes. No, but so like I think there's a difference between everything that happened: gratuitous violence, gratuitous sex, gratuitous nudity, gratuitous cursing, all of that. you are crossing a very different line with a network that's owned by a guy who hates gay people, by the way. Fox is a derivative of News Corp International. So Fox Studios, Fox News, everything is owned by the same guy. And to have a bisexual superhero will never happen.
There was quite a few jokes about him grabbing people's stuff.
Yes,
though.
but did he do it? No. That's the whole
And
difference.
he talked about Wolverine, like, within the first, 3 minutes of the film, he's talking about...
Talks about
I'm
sucking
sorry,
his
when
dick.
she pulled the mask off at the end and he had the fucking Hugh Jackman shit stapled to his face.
But not the Wolverine mask. It's
Yeah, it wasn't
actually
Wolverine,
Hugh
it was
Jackman
Hugh Jackman.
face.
Yeah.
He just and stapled. It's not just taped. Stapled to his face.
And they also, okay,
It
they're
was just like, in case my other
in
mask
the
is
car
full.
that was flipping over in the,
He
in
was
the
teabagging
beginning.
the guy.
Well, in the beginning, it was Ryan Reynolds' Sexiest Man Alive, People
Yes,
magazine. And
yeah.
I was like, come on, like...
Well, but he's a sexy man. I mean, I think we can all agree about that. Listen, all I'm saying
He's
is
a cool dude.
you can't agree that he's sexy. Don't throw something at him, okay? Can you agree that he's sexy? He is sexy.
If we were all gay, I would take him over other people. Yeah.
Sure. So that
If
means
there
that
were
he's
other
gay and he's
people-
going to take him. Yeah.
Uh,
So, but I mean,
so you're only gonna screw Ryan Reynolds if it's a gangbang.
If I was gay, I would screw Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
okay. So
But
that means
I'm
he would
sure
screw Ryan Reynolds.
Of all the guys
So-
in this, motherfucker, don't even try to change it because if you was gay, you would chase his ass down too.
Dude, if I ever saw him in person and it was appropriate to do so, because I feel like he's this kind of guy, I would just walk up and be like, "Can I touch your abs?" Like, I feel like he's the guy who would just be like,
Or just, can
yeah.
I see them?
just like, "Yeah, go ahead." All right. Thanks, man. And walk away. He is one of the few people, I know everybody says it too, but you would enjoy being friends with. So, because he's very cool, he's very laid back, his wife's super hot, he's a good dad, so.
There's also one thing I wanted to touch on. I tagged you in this the other night.
What's that?
Spencer,
Ryan
I
Reynolds?
knew that was coming. we talked about this last week with...
By the way, Spence, he hangs dong in the movie, by the way. It's not as impressive as you might expect.
It's not
But
Dr. Manhattan.
I invited him to go.
Reiterated.
Alright, yeah, but
I'm
it's,
about to Google.
I doubt you'll find a
She's going to
screenshot.
try to find a screenshot of his dick.
I doubt you will. And it's not
It's
a great
also-
angle either, but
And there's also a lot going on in the
Yeah.
background. So it's not like it's
Really
just
gotta
a
look for it.
close-up of...
when I was actively trying to not see it, and then in my actively
I knew
trying
it was
to not
coming,
see
and
it,
I ended
all of a
up
sudden it
in it.
popped up. I'm like, gosh, shit.
Whereas, I'm like, when is it? When is it? When is it?
Because I knew it was coming just because I was sitting there reading reviews. Is that it? Was that it?
No.
No.
That's from my best friend, or friend zone,
Friends with benefits.
Friends with Benefits, where he just goes in the mirror and he pulls up his shirt and he just stares at his
Never seen
ass.
it.
Oh god, he's fucking glorious with the V. Anyway, not important. So,
Are you sure you're not bi?
dude, I would go gay for Ryan Reynolds only because I think he would have soft skin and it'd be a nice smooth transition.
Would he have to wear the Deadpool suit?
Would you be on?
No.
Would you have to be on top?
I would have to be on top.
This
of it.
was him in the Blade movie.
Yeah, he was a lot thicker then too. I mean, he built himself up.
I
He was
remember Blade
thin muscle.
Trinity. I don't have to see the picture.
Yeah, can you want to throw that back at her or?
What did I don't remember what Jessica Biel looked like in that movie.
I know, but I mean, you want to throw it at her because now she's talking about how cute Ryan Reynolds is. I think she deserves it.
Go ahead.
I'll
Right.
wait the next.
Oh, that
I'll
was
wait the
not-
next 30
Yeah, go
minutes
ahead,
until we
see
see
what
Maggie.
happens.
Okay. All right. So, anyway, so you were saying that you posted something on the wall. What did you post?
I forgot because we sidetracked so fucking quickly. Now we gotta go back to.
So we were talking about we've been wandering all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about before that? Anybody? Before Ryan Reynolds hanging dong and
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
The,
Huh?
the reviews.
Yeah.
Sorry,
the
I'm
reviews.
distracted
We know
by
where
that.
that's
I'm
going.
usually on.
So, sure. So the reviewers. Let's go back because we never finished that up. So.
No, okay, now I remember. That quickly, I fucking remember.
Okay.
Because we
Ew,
were talking
that's
about on the
a light
podcast
photo.
last week, it's not for kids.
It's not for kids.
That's a
And I
lie.
tagged you in a
Deadpool's not for
post just the other day.
Oh, because.
And I said this one gets a pass.
Which is.
Wait, what now?
The kid that had the cancer.
Oh,
Did you see
yes.
that one?
Yes, I did see
And
that.
Ryan Reynolds went and sat with him.
Yeah.
And they watched the
Messes
movie.
up the whole
Well,
The
I think
legit movie.
he's gonna be dead soon, so he'll never be old
But
enough to actually see it.
Marvel
And you know, maybe he's got other fucked up
Well,
shit in his life to
he
deal with.
could possibly get past it, but still,
Well,
that's a cool thing for Ryan Reynolds to do, to go hang out with him and let him see the movie, even after the fact that he said kids should not see this fucking movie.
well, and see, here's the thing. The reason I think he said that is the same reason that getting back to the reviewers, like, you don't want bad press about people saying, "Listen, I took my kids to see Captain America and it was fine. I was expecting this movie to be fine."
Just
So
because I said Marvel at the bottom.
right. So
yeah,
I mean,
comic books are for kids.
he wanted to come out and just say, "This is not for kids. Do not bring your kids to this movie. We can't stress it enough. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot. I mean, look at the Red Band trailer. There's what's remaining of a smashed dude falling off.
Which, by the way, that was funny shit, because in the trailer you never seen why the fuck he was up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And in the opening sequence you see like a fly to a windshield.
And that's the worst part is it looks like a body falling in the trailer, but then we see that it's actually like pretty smashy. It's less body and more like
It
pancakey.
was fucking awesome.
But no, so what he wanted to do is cut it off the pass and say, listen, it's not that kids can't see it. It's that if you're going to let your kids see it, know what they are going to see.
Because
Don't expect
today's
Captain
parents
America.
are pansies.
Well, you don't expect Captain America. Don't expect Iron Man. It's not going to
Don't
be
respect
that.
Spider-Man especially.
Right. It's not going to be that. It's going to be this very intense thing. And the reviewers, they don't get that either. They're coming in there, and I think that they're doing the same thing. They're expecting a Marvel superhero movie. Some of the comic books are dark.
Right.
The
Well,
Dark
like-
Knight series.
Well, even like Iron Man, there's been a generation where he is shooting up heroin and like dead in the gutter, and it's not all comic books are for kids, and just because they're cartoony and there's just pictures and words
Right.
doesn't mean
That they're for kids.
yeah.
Comic books were originally differentiated for teenagers and adults. That's why they came into existence. So I think it's an important lesson for people to have, and the reviewers just don't get it because they go in there expecting a Marvel movie, and Marvel, has set themselves up for
And
that.
then there are the reviewers, though, that are like, it is violent as all holy hell, but
Yeah.
this is Deadpool. This is what we expected.
Right.
So there is, I think, so far a fair balance, but I am just waiting for more and more matinees of just teenagers and children to come out, and then
When I was actually
parents.
surprised they had a 10 o'clock showing. You went at 10 o'clock? 10 a.m.?
It was 110.
1:10.
I
Okay, good.
literally sent you a picture while I was sitting in the theater.
Okay,
It
so...
wasn't I took the picture, watched the movie, and then sent it to you.
Right, because I was thinking I thought you said you went to a 10 o'clock, and I'm like, that's a little early.
If
because
there
no
would have been
adults are
10
doing
o'clock, well, that would have been cutting it close because Russell worked till 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we went home and he caught 2 hours, and then we went to Houston.
But no, I mean, it's the kind of thing where Marvel's done this to themselves. They've created a kid-friendly universe, which is great, and it's almost better probably that Fox has the property because they can say we're going to do something different about it. So Spence, friend of the show, Spence, who everybody knows before, has a question. Just like him, you can participate in the podcast. You just go to you can follow Dirtyshore UG. You can follow Dirtyshore UG on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We tweet. We send out the link to the live stream, or you can just follow the live stream at youtube.com/c/DirtyShoreUG-OTA. Make your comments below. They pop up here, and you can become part of the podcast. So, Spence asked a question. Where in the comics does it say he's bisexual? I had a friend said that he read them, and there's no reference to his sex.
I've read most of the Deadpool comics and the X-Force comics with that in mind. If they ever actually make an X-Force movie,
Which would be good. Cable leading.
it would be 10 times worse than what Deadpool was if anybody
Right.
hated that based on what they've seen, because that's all sex and violence.
Well, and I was gonna say also, they might be going that direction because I find it interesting they chose Colossus, who is also a member of X-Force. So What's
And
that?
we're-
Well, no, I mean, for the Deadpool
Yeah.
movie, they chose an X-Force member to be the X-Man that brought him in, so it might be that they go that direction.
But getting back to what's been said, it's never actually stated. You just see points where Deadpool is hitting on females, he's hitting on males.
Right.
He's hitting on transgenders. Because when you're at the point where you can self-regenerate anything, why give a fuck?
What?
So I guess bisexual might not be the best term.
I'm pretty
Pansexual would probably.
pansexual.
I'm
be the
pretty
best term.
sure in the Deadpool Spider-Man comic where they kind of team up,
Right.
Deadpool probably would have put it in Spider-Man's ass had he had the chance to, which he kind of did, but they didn't because Spider-Man was more kid-friendly. But the comic itself was still funny, and it would have made a good movie.
Well,
if
and
they
they're
made
both
that.
sarcastic assholes.
Right. But we also see Ryan Reynolds jerking off with a unicorn, which tells me pansexual is
And a
probably
baby
the...
hand. And well,
Proper.
we didn't see him jerking off with the baby hand, but he did say he was.
Jerked off with the baby hand, which is weird enough already, because
It's
now that you've said
You might-
that...
it's bad when he tells the blind lady you might want to leave the room late for a little while because
I like it. She does say earlier, like, the walls here are paper thin. I hear everything that goes on. Oh, Lord.
that would have been like a perfect time for Daredevil to walk in and be like, "You,
Wait,
I hear him from Hell's Kitchen."
and so... Wait, no, because Daredevil's DC universe, right?
Nope.
No.
Is he Marvel?
Daredevil's Marvel.
Jessica Jones, Marvel. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. Okay, so the Netflix
Punisher.
shows are
They don't
Marvel.
have any DC characters.
And you know what? The other thing. So before we get off, I wanted to take a side tangent before we get back to Deadpool, and that's my hope is that the people who did this movie can get together and make a good Punisher movie. Don't make a PG-13
I don't want to see
Punisher
a
movie.
Punisher movie because they got a Punisher TV show coming out.
No,
on Netflix.
but what we can do is you can take the show, which is going to be rated PG-13 because it's a TV show, have everybody then go out and do a movie, and you can have a rated R movie. But the rated PG-13 movie was good, but it wasn't violent enough because
No,
it's
not
the
for,
fucking
for Punisher. No.
And then they made a rated R movie, but they chose Dolph Lundgren, and you can't understand a fucking thing that he says throughout the whole movie. And the whole point is that Punisher is sarcastic asshole, kind of like Deadpool, but in a darker way. So you can't have a dude who I can't understand. What we need to do is combine Thomas Jane's PG-13 sarcastic asshole with Dolph Lundgren, put it into one character, have Shane play him, and
By the
They
way,
put him in
I
there.
think Shane would play a perfect.
well, and so you know what I realized after I was thinking about the X-Force connection. If you look at Punisher from X-Force, he looks like Shane. They could not have cast a better person to play Punisher from those comics. Now, Punisher's not in X-Force, as I remember. He is an antagonizer for X-Force because I think at one point they are.
X-Force, oddly enough, is made up from people, mostly people from the X-Men universe itself.
Yeah, I mean it's.
But then you got Deadpool in there, which they've always were trying to get Deadpool because Deadpool jumps from comic to comic.
Yeah.
So they were always trying to get Deadpool to join them.
Well, let's see. So X-Force was Cable, who is Cyclops' son from the future. What?
Can we mention the after credits thing? Since we're talking about Cable.
Sure.
Why not?
Sure, go ahead.
We've already done a lot of spoilers.
So, by the
Cable
way, there
is in
is-
Deadpool too.
Hopefully. I think that's what the reference was to.
That's he flat out said
Yeah,
that
he
was in
just
Deadpool
doesn't
too.
know.
I know, but he said that we are trying to get him for it. Not that he's gonna be in it.
No, he didn't. He said Cable was in
So
it. I heard it. I heard it.
Well, and the thing is, they haven't written Deadpool 2. It doesn't exist yet. They didn't know it was greenlit when he said that and it was put on film. So-
I feel like that was one of the reshoots after the month and a half of shooting.
Well, maybe it was, but they didn't greenlight it until the week before it debuted.
That don't matter. They always think ahead. You know damn well they knew that movie was going off. The way they marketed the shit out of it.
Well, you would hope. I mean, and
had-
they did market the shit out of it.
Deadpool had the best marketing of all time of any movie.
Well, and I think where the marketing shined is they didn't show him just doing his funny, BS
Shaky,
or whatever.
yeah.
They showed violence and
Yep.
it brutal and just like this is what it is, and so take it or leave
And
it.
then as soon as February hits, they started trying to market it as the fucking like a
Like,
lesbian.
Valentine's
those-
Day?
I'm
yeah,
like,
which is
some female is gonna see this and be like, Let's go see that.
Well, and he even broke again the fourth wall again when he goes, "Your boyfriend said this was a superhero movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna change it up."
No, so oh shit, what were we with Jeff? God damn it! Now I've lost my train of thought.
Payback.
The green lighting of so the other thing I think that we've learned here is when you have a passionate actor who drives a character and is good at that character, yeah, I saw that. That you need to let him do that because Ryan Reynolds really wanted to be Deadpool. He wanted to be Deadpool so bad he was shitty Deadpool in the Wolverine movie.
And he said, "I want a contract like Wolverine has, where as long as I'm young enough to play him,
I get to play him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also grew up on the comics, so he read them all.
Right.
Daddy,
What?
will you give me more medicine because I'm coughing?
You can't have more medicine. You just had some never. Good night. Good night. You only want to come out here because we're still podcasting. Good night.
Good night. We'll cut that.
I probably will.
So the other thing that I want to talk about is how in love I am with Deadpool's girlfriend, fiance / wife.
because she's crazy.
She's crazy and broken,
yeah.
and I dig her so much.
Are you sure she had bumps?
So here's the thing, though. She had shape, and I'm not opposed to shape.
You see, are you sure? Because that's not what you were saying, like, right before you went on vacation.
But no, because I have always said I
It's
did
not what he said in the car.
I have always dated women of all shapes and all sizes and all everything.
But he's not going to chase them if they're not his ideal type.
He doesn't
Bitch, I don't chase anybody, so that don't even matter.
And a podcast from early January.
Yeah.
You can find this online, either through YouTube or DirtyShoreUnderground.com. We come to terms that Rob likes 2x4s.
Oh, come on.
You said you don't like a bump in the back. You don't like a
That's
bump in
not
the
what I
front.
said. That's not what I said. And first of all, 2x4s are only 3 foot long. I like them at least 5 foot, and not much taller.
2x4s come in all sizes, lengths.
That's standard length. Anyway, not a point. Because here's the thing. I date all kinds of women. Wait. Oh god, I hate how it's broken up. I don't know what an LBS is.
Wait.
I mean,
I
yes to the second
I
part.
already said in the car the other night that Rob has a pedophile complex. He just likes them of age. That way he can get his pedophile complex out.
That is a rough thing to say, and that's an allegation I refute wholeheartedly. By the way, if you would think that was true at all, I was combing your daughter's hair earlier. Horrible, bad parents. If you think that's true.
She's going back to the comments about her sister. Is what she's doing.
Yeah, well, listen, she's almost old enough. Couple more years. Yes, Spence, that is basically, I mean, not ideal, but that is typically what I
You want a
go
girl
for.
that's 105 pounds close to daddy?
Like the last girl I was engaged to, that's basically describes her.
Is that the one that stole your wedding?
No, that was the one. That was the one before that.
Coming soon, the dating game on the
All right, so
featuring Rob and 4 crazy women.
we're running out of time, so let's wrap this up. But basically,
Yes.
what I wanted to say is just, she is the only girl in the history of comic book film that would work for Wade Wilson would work for Deadpool. She's just as fucked up. She comes from a fucked up background. Although Domino, if they do go with the Cable Force or X-Force movie, Domino has. Oh, maybe she becomes Domino. I don't know. Because she looks kind of like her. She's got the short brown hair.
I never read anything that had Domino in it.
Yeah. She's like busty and she's got short brown hair. And
The
she has
X-Force
like
comics I read didn't explain their background ever, so.
Yeah. So she could become not Domino, I guess, but nonetheless, probably not.
So at the end of it, what would you rate the movie?
Out of what?
Scale of 1 to 10. 1 being don't see it. 10.
9.5.
9.5.
Yes. My only complaint was, I guarantee you there are going to be scenes on the DVD that they could have put in the fucking movie. Why are you going to?
But they didn't.
They did. But why are you going to make me wait? It was a great movie. I loved everything about it.
I mean, we've seen multiple versions of the bar scene where he was cracking fun at him. So.
And they used one of the ones from the commercial, which was
the avocado.
Confusing. Yeah, the avocado comment.
They didn't use the. He looked like the inside of somebody's asshole.
Yeah. Yes.
He did use the Freddy Krueger one, but it was later in the movie, and it was when he was breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah. So I mean, my only complaint is. It didn't feel like an hour and 48 minutes.
No.
Which I said it's an hour 48, but
it felt like it was shorter than that.
It did. It felt like it was much shorter, and that's why I'm saying a good movie when it feels shorter, make it longer. Because I would have sat through 2 hours of that.
That's like Pirates of the Caribbean. They're usually about 2 hours, 2.5 hours long. Always a good movie.
Yeah.
This one could have easily got away with it as long as they kept up that pace that they kept up.
Right. And the pacing was important. It wasn't strict 3-act structure,
right.
Which I appreciate too. I mean, as a writer, I know you're supposed to stick 3-act structure. It worked really well.
You're not supposed to.
In the screenplay.
Screw that. No.
3-act structure is everything.
It's boring.
Deadpool sticks to nothing.
But yeah, so Deadpool, of course. But 9.5. If there was a 10, I'd give it a 10. My only complaint is it could have been longer. I loved it. There could have been more stuff. I would have loved it. I would have sat there all day if they had a 6-hour version. I would have watched. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit through it again and watch it again. So I mean, yeah, definitely go see it. I can't say enough about it. Pay attention.
Unless you're a child, then don't see it.
Unless you're a child, then don't see it. But I mean, honestly, and it's action packed. Even when there's not action, there's stuff going on that you want to see. It's all
there's always something. If there's not action, there's comedy.
Yeah.
So there's always something there.
There was not a lull in it at all, I thought, the entire way through.
There's not a movie where you're just sitting there like...
Yeah.
Come on.
Like, I fall asleep a lot in movies, which my minor is film, but, like, The Hobbit, I fell asleep 3 times, and I woke up every single time. I'm like, shit's still on? This one I was like, no, let's go. I want more.
So what would you rate it?
I would rate it a 10.
Okay.
I loved it.
Karina rates it a 20.
Karina gives it a 10 for the abs, and
oh man, I couldn't find his penis picture either.
What if he went looking for the nude girls?
He's already posted half nude pictures of Maggie on Facebook.
There's a lot of.
I did that because he did a Man Crush Monday with fucking Channing Tatum in it. So fuck you.
My Man Crush Monday is always wrong. So.
What would you rate it?
Gronkowski.
I give it a 10.
Tight end for that.
Even I wished it was longer too.
Yeah.
But I'll still give it a 10.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot better than I expected it to.
Even
though I watched the fucking trailers hundreds of times and they made me laugh. Because on Christmas Day, because I sent it to you on Christmas Day.
You know how many times I was subjected to watching the Deadpool fucking trailer?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, and that's the thing. So the trailers didn't show the funniest parts. There were still times where I was crying because I was laughing so hard.
And it beats out Zoolander.
That
movie that had the word single in it.
How to Be Single.
How to Be Single. Yeah.
And it's gonna have the best fucking Valentine's Day weekend, beating out 50 Shades of Gayness.
It's got the best February open. It's got the best non-summer open. It's got the best R-rated opening. It has beat some of the biggest movies of the last 10, 15 years. And it got greenlit for number 2. So number 2's coming.
And this is where we got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, time's running on us.
But the chimichangas are on us, and we got 8 minutes till Walking Dead return. So join us back in just over an hour for the Walking Dead review.
Keep everything posted. As always, you can find new episodes of this podcast every Thursday. Bonus episodes on Mondays and Tuesdays. Make sure you check out DirtyShoreUnderground.com to find those. Make sure you're following at DirtyShoreUG on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. We always send out links to the YouTube, which is where you can participate in the podcast. That's youtube.com/C/DirtyShoreUG-OTA. You can find all of my stuff at Robert N. Cheek on all our social media, at robertncheek.com for links to everything else. OTheAnthem.com. New episodes of that podcast every Tuesday. Make sure you check that out at The Anthem. Where can people find you online?
They can find me on Twitter at Flash the Great, and then on Facebook, just Tamara Verheyen. Find me on Rob.
Links to that in the show notes.
Yeah, because nobody can spell that.
Anybody else say anything?
I don't think
Right.
Ryan's still giving out her personal stuff.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So,
Doesn't make
check back with us later on or next week, depending on if you're watching live or if you are listening to the
She's pulling
podcast.
Deadpool perfectly, minus
Yeah, I
the
know,
fact
right?
that the rest of it's still attached.
This has been Dirtyshore Underground Podcast. Have a great week, everybody.
Good night. For now.
Make sure you process that while we're doing a damn thing.
I will, otherwise I'll record right over it.
Yeah, which will not be good. Alright, I need to get this can.
Well, it wouldn't be that bad because I could pull the video and then get
Oh,
the
yeah.
audio from that.
That's right.
I'm about to do.